Alright guys, welcome to the video that's going to fix Tekken 8 once and for all. Dare I say, Tekken in general, not just Tekken 8. Now, what do I mean by fixing Tekken? If you think I'm just going to be talking about mechanics and nerf this and nerf that, no, that's not what I mean. I mean, this is from a dev perspective. Look, Bandai Namco has published some of the most raised, competitively balanced games ever made. Yet their own team, unfortunately, their own internal studio, the Tekken team, cannot figure out how to balance Tekken. So in this video, it's essentially a suggestion video to the devs. Somebody send this to Murray. I'm sure they're going to need this. This is their only way to fix Tekken. This is going to give the opportunity to the team to experiment with whatever they want to experiment with. Their whole aggression, and they want to screw up the game, however they want to do that. By all means, do that, right? They've seen the results of Season 2. They've seen the results of Season 3. And it seems like they're still doubling down. I'm not sure if they keep doing this, I'm afraid that Tekken will die. Now, I'm not speaking from a beginner's perspective. I know there are lots of gods of destruction out there, but I am at that rank, okay? If we just get into the play data here, I'm mainly a Mishima player, but I got god rank with Fakumram, even though I had Tekken God Supreme with Heihachi and Kazuya before the Season 3 update. I don't feel like getting so sweaty anymore, honestly, to get them back to Supreme and hopefully to God of Destruction. Not until the game is fixed. I'm not really motivated. I just play Fakumram because he's easier to play, and honestly, he's fun. I love Muay Thai. I do Muay Thai myself. I love the style. I love playing the character. So, again, for those of you out there that might say, hey, what the hell do you know? And you're not this rank, you're not that rank. No, I've played plenty of Tekken. Okay? So, I just wanted to show you guys that. Now I'm going to quit the game. There's no need to be in this game anymore. I'm going to be showing you my presentation, and we're just going to take it from there. Now, okay, got it ready. So, my suggestion is essentially, and actually before I begin, let me just show you the play hours, right? I'm not kidding here, right? 1,100 hours with Tekken 8, 1,300 hours with Tekken 7, and definitely more than 1,500 hours on my PS4 with Tekken 7. So, and also I've been to a couple of international tournaments, definitely did not win. I host Tekken tournaments myself. It's something that I just like to do. I love the game. I love supporting the game, and so on and so forth. I don't think I have to talk about my credibility anymore. Okay? So, Tekken 8 hit overwhelmingly negative on Steam within days of Season 2. About 1,600 negative reviews versus 166 positive. Look, even 1,000 plus hour players gave a thumbs down. People are not happy. The devs promised to focus on defense, but the update did the opposite. More safe on block moves, more 50-50s, characters lost their weaknesses, and they put a whole bunch of new moves that completely messed up the game. Brought out a whole bunch of bugs and all kinds of weird things happening with the game. Nobody was happy with it, okay? And if you scour the internet, you'll see that all over the place, okay? With Season 2, I think Arslan had a quote. He said something along the lines of, after playing Season 2, I gotta say we were so ungrateful to Season 1, and I totally agree. Onitone said, it is the fastest, dumbest Tekken gameplay I've ever seen. Just do random shit, okay? And it's totally understandable. Now, we waited a year, right? Now we're going to get to the Season 3 part. We waited a year nearly a whole year between season 2 and season 3. The community didn't rage quit after season 2. They waited, and they waited patiently. We held out, hoping that season 3 would course correct, and it didn't. Which is why people are now leaving. Not because of season 2 alone, but because season 3 was marketed as a back to basics. They used a few, quotes here and there, like refined, focused, and, whatever else they put in the trailer. It didn't mean anything. A lot of people believed that. A lot of people, got hyped. But it was just too obvious that they were just using some completely out of touch, completely disconnected words in order to try to get the fan base to get hyped up again. And of course, the first thing you read here, look at this. I was watching FDX's stream when when the patch notes first came out, and my God, it was so funny. The first thing that you read is, Alisa is a character who excels at offense utilizing destructive form and has strong lateral movement. In version 3.0, right? Let me just zoom in here. In version 3.0, we focus on expanding her roots into destructive form, or routes, however you want to say it. Together with the addition of new moves, these adjustments are intended to make it easier to build offensive pressure centered around destructive form. And the word easier, make it easier to do this. And look, again, like, we're still in the same balance cell or row here. We're still in the same row, and we have the word easier. Again, we have made it easier to transition to destructive form. So again, to keep it short, people were not happy. And rightfully so. This has nothing to do with basics. The community basically called it a hotfix. It was not even close to being a season patch that they've been working on for over a year. For almost a year. So it didn't really make sense that this is what they gave us. It truly looked like a hotfix, right? The casino gameplay was completely unchanged. There were bugs from season 2 that came back. You know, what happened with Jack, for example, and his infinite little combo there. The gameplay is still way overtuned towards overwhelming offense. Okay? And again, bugs shipped on launch. Very easy bugs to catch, by the way. In my previous video, I said that the devs are using the player base as QA testers because there are very, very easy to spot bugs that they did not fix, and they released a hot fix right after that. They didn't need to go through that. All they needed was 10 to 20 QA testers, pay them well, and they'll find you all of these bugs, and you won't have to suffer all of this bad marketing and bad press that you're getting. Okay? And maybe get a community manager that actually knows how to, talk to people and understand and know how to filter the good stuff from all the bullshit. But now we're getting to the real solution. But before I get to the solution, again, I just want to stress that this is not good, guys, right? I want the devs to be looking at this video and finally realizing that they've made a mistake. And look at all this. This is all just negative stuff. People do not like this. Okay? This is 2 years ago. This is 12 days ago. Nobody's liking this. Not now. Not before. And if you continue doing this, people are still not going to be happy. You have the god of Tekken here, right? Ni. And here's what he has to say about Tekken. Okay? I'm not going to play the whole video. Like, this guy is sponsored by Porsche, guys. Okay? And here's what he's saying about Tekken. Okay? Enjoy what he has to say. He's saying, I don't think the balance team fully understand the problems with this game yet. I think that's enough said. I want to get to the solution, right? That's all I wanted to show you guys. Nobody is happy with this, right? I think Main Man called the developers bipolar. There are good changes alongside ones that make no sense at all. And there's another quote from Ulsan here, right? He's saying, if Tekken is to be loved again, I believe the answer is very simple. High risk, high return, low risk, low return. It's such a simple concept, but I don't think it works in Tekken 8. I just hope all players don't end up feeling frustrated or unfairly treated and leave anymore. Okay? And again, this guy won EWC, right? 350,000 or $250,000 for top place. This guy won it twice, right? Unfortunately, because of the current situation in the Middle East and all over the place, it's a mess. There's no EWC this year, but hopefully there will be next year. But you've got the god of Tekken, Ni, and you've got Ulsan, and basically everybody, right? But these guys are enough. If they're saying something bad about the game, I think it's better to listen to them, right? There's another quote from this video. I don't know exactly where it is, but I have it on the side here. And he said, "This is the vision the developers have for the game, yet their communication continues to mislead players." And yeah, not looking very good, guys. Now, finally, we're going to get to the solution. Okay, so you might be asking me, what is the solution that you have that could actually, everybody's been trying to, solve the problem or whatever. What possible solution could you have that will actually fix the game? Well, I'm very confident this is the way to actually fix the game. So if you've played other games like FromSoftware games, for example, I'm going to show you a case study, guys. This exists, it's out there, and it's completely doable with Tekken, and I'm absolutely sure that it will save Tekken. So this is what you have to do. You have to create a Tekken Pro mode and a Tekken Casual mode. Okay, what do I mean by that? All right. If you're seeing this from a shorts video, by the way, you better watch the full video because it's definitely worth it. But here's what I mean. So if you look at Elden Ring, in Elden Ring, they have PvP balance adjustments and PvE balance adjustments. Now, let's take a quick look, and I'll tell you how, I'm proposing this for Tekken and how it'll work. Now, you'll see that in Elden Ring, clearly, this is a patch note that talks about PvP and PvE balance changes. So you'll see here that, okay, added separate damage scaling for PvP. This is the first thing that we can do with Tekken, which is add a separate mode that allows for the changes that the community, the pro community, is asking for. Okay. In the future, this feature may be used to balance weapons, art, spell, and incantation in invading/PvP mode. And this is actually what they've done. This is back from 2022, and this is how they're balancing the game now. So PvP exclusive balance adjustments. Again, a lot of these adjustments are completely separate from PvE. Okay? So increase stamina attack power in PvP for all attacks against guarded foes, except for long-range weapons. Improved poise damage in PvP for every weapon's normal attack, except for skills and long-ranged weapons. Okay, I'll skip this one. But, I mean, yeah, it's still relevant, really. The power of the following incantations in PvP has been decreased. What does this mean? It means you can still have fun in PvE and co-op and use these spells and these weapons to completely destroy foes in PvE. But in PvP, it's a little, perhaps, overpowered. Maybe it's overtuned. Maybe it's not so fun. So what do? Well, the moment you invade or the moment you're fighting, like this is in real time. I think it's very impressive. Like if someone invades you and you're using your weapon against the player, it uses the PvP balance scaling. But the moment your weapon hits or your spell hits a a PVE or an NPC, then it actually applies the PVE balance adjustments, which is genius. Now, how do we apply that in Tekken? That's a very good question. I think I've already made the case that, you know, this is kind of how it works with Elden Ring. And I think you can already see how this can work in Tekken, right? I think we're getting somewhere here, which is, again, a very exciting idea. I really believe this is the only way to fix Tekken. Why do I think this is the only way? Because the devs are hell bent on making the game. Look, I get it. I get it. You have investors, okay? You have shareholders, and you need to satisfy those guys by selling the game to casual players. And you need to satisfy those guys by selling the game to casual players. I totally get it, okay? I support you in doing that, and you should keep doing that. Keep making the game casual, okay? I think you should make the electric for Kazuya just a one button, right? Maybe a one direction, like forward two, right? Forward two, boom, that's electric, okay? But please keep it in casual mode, okay? Create a pro mode. This is nothing new. Call of Duty has had this since 2007, okay? Same maps, same guns, completely different rule set. Because they have hardcore mode. They've had hardcore mode since Call of Duty 4. The casuals can play the casual mode and enjoy that, but in hardcore mode, you have 30 health instead of 100 health. So one tap kills. So you have to be very careful. Friendly fire is on. There's minimal heads-up display. It's more realistic and more punishing. So casual players can play normal mode, and hardcore players can play hardcore mode. Both audiences stay in the same game. Nobody is abandoned. So, and again, by the way, I forgot to show this, but you can clearly see that when they decided to introduce separate damage scaling for PvP in Elden Ring, everybody likes this. Look, this seems like a good idea. I think it's generally a healthy approach. All games should be like this. PvP completely destroying weapons in PvE is something I've always loathed about Destiny. So again, it's a great step forward. Everybody loves this. Everybody is loving this. This is a case study from Bandai, from FromSoftware, right? Bandai Namco is also publishing Tekken. Guys, come on. You already have a brilliant team to model yourselves off of as far as balancing. And FromSoftware don't even, like, they have nothing to do with PvP. I mean, they, for the most part, they just make, you know, Dark Souls and whatnot, and it's never really had a solid player versus player mode. It's always like invasions, and there's always broken stuff and whatnot. So the fact that they decided to do this in Elden Ring is logical, don't you think? Right? It's completely logical. So the way to do this in Tekken, all right, I'm just going to go back to this screen right here. So the proposal that I have is essentially Tekken 8 Pro Mode. Keep Tekken 8 casuals as is, okay? I would say make it even more broken. Really, make it very fun for the casuals. Anybody that wants to play broken Tekken, that is basically the visions of, it's the developer's vision, right? We have the developer's vision, and we have the pros vision. So keep Tekken 8 casual as is. Simply add Tekken 8 Pro from the main menu. Think of it as accessing a different patch from inside the same game, okay? So there's casual mode, unchanged, heat system as is, new mechanics, new moves, DLC characters, whatever Bandai Namco wants to experiment with, all right? Whatever, I would say, ask the shareholders. They know how to balance Tekken, you know? Screw it. Just let them balance Tekken, okay? This is going to be for the majority audience, for the people that just want to feel like they're gods at the game without investing anything or any skill into the game, okay? However, I mean, look, I get how in online mode, like, oh, okay, do we separate it? Do we not separate it? Look, I don't care. By all means, separate it. Yes. Make casual online and pro online, right? Maybe ranked can be pro, and there's like player matches that have nothing to do with ranked or whatever. I don't know. But what I know is you have to add pro mode. Now, what does pro mode have? The heat system is toned down and completely restructured. Fewer safe on block moves, right? So the punishable gameplay is restored, meaning less 50-50s, less homing plus moves that give you a mix-up, no broken moves from Season 2 or Season 3, and keep the classic Tekken pacing that, I guess you could say reminds us of a little bit of Tekken 5 maybe, right? Tekken 4, Tekken 5. I can't really remember what the pace was like back then, right? But you get what I mean. So this will be the official mode for ranked tournaments and Tekken World Tour. And they already have this mode where they can where you can activate tournament mode and you're not able to pause the game anymore. So just simply bring that out from the options menu and put it in the main menu, and now we have Tekken Pro mode. Okay, what does Bandai Namco get out of this? Well, they have the freedom to experiment with the casual version. You have stable, legitimate, competitive environment. You keep that. Both communities stay in one game, no player base split, and you have live comparison data, and you can see what actually works. You might even notice that a lot of the casuals might gravitate towards the pro mode because they might be inspired to get better and be better at the game and not just play whatever trash we have right now. Okay? So, but of course, I think this is urgent, by the way. This isn't something, like, this is not a suggestion that you can just, take your time with. Oh, okay, all right, thank you for the suggestion. We're going to consider it. We'll see what we can do. It's like, no. Pros are quitting. Okay? I'm still playing the game, by the way, right? But I play it way less. And I stopped playing Mishimas because I'm not playing sweaty ranked. I'll play Mishimas offline, but I barely play offline anymore since we're all playing online. And I don't want to play Mishimas online with all these broken characters, and law is broken, and all these like stupid characters that I have to deal with as a Mishima player. Even if Heihachi is broken, I don't care. I really don't want to play that. I'd rather just play, long range poke with Fakumram, and like that's it, right? That's fun enough for me right now. Once the game's fixed and we have pro mode or just something that actually fixes the game, then I can consider playing my Mishimas again, which is these are the characters that I actually care about. Not Deviljin though. Deviljin sucks. He's just a gimmick now. Okay. So again, this is urgent, guys. This is like, again, somebody send this to Murray. Somebody send this to the Tekken team, to Nakatsu, to somebody. Ni, Arslan, Ulsan, content creators like MainMan and others are publicly criticizing your direction. This is not good. Even if you want to maintain the casual players, I guarantee you, if pros keep giving you bad press, you are absolutely effed, right? Multiple pros have announced retirement after Season 3 already. Joka and God knows who else. This emergency patch that introduces pro mode, I think, again, is very necessary, and it's a very reasonable way to keep both audiences, both the casual and the pro audience, in the same game. Okay? So forget that. Focus on defense from season 2 and completely screw it up. Forget the back to basics. That was just basically a blatant lie from season 3. It's a hollow claim. Don't lose the competitive community. If you guys lose the competitive community, you're going to lose also the content creators. You'll also lose the casual viewers, which will eventually lead to losing the casual players. So save your game before it's too late. The blueprint already exists. Elden Ring proved it. Call of Duty proved it. There's plenty of evidence all over the place. I'm not a genius for doing this research, okay? It's out there. So make it happen, guys. This is your last chance. Okay? I know people haven't quit playing the game yet, but it's really crucial that you guys do this. I'm not asking you to kill your vision. I'm asking you to protect the one that you already have. Okay? 2 versions, 1 game, 1 community. It's already been done. Do it. Tekken doesn't need to die. It just needs 1 more option in the menu. So please, guys, Nakatsu, Murray, Harada, please come back. Now I understand why Harada left. He's like, this is too much. Guys, somebody, I don't know, send them this video. Listen to this. It's a case we already have an ancient case study, which is Call of Duty, and we have a recent case study, which is Elden Ring, and it worked. People love this. So go ahead, learn from this. Get QA testers, get a community manager, figure out a way to filter out the the good feedback from the bad feedback on your Discord. And you guys can do this. I believe it. I believe you guys can do. I believe the team can fix this. But they really have to make that step. Like, it is crucial. Otherwise, I think by the time we reach the end of Tekken 8, like, we'll have what, like 1,000 concurrent players all over the platforms or something. It's going to be completely, again, like a lot of people in my previous video were like, oh, this stop saying it's dead, it's not dead, you hypocrite, everybody's still playing, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, everybody's playing, you know? Of course everybody's going to play. They've been playing this game for like 20 years. What, are they, they're just going to quit? You know? Joka's still playing, but he's quit competing. A lot of people are not competing anymore. Kiwi is not competing anymore. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of other, and the pros that are stuck because they're sponsored and they have to play, they're miserable, man. Okay? I have some sources that met with Kokoma and all the other Korean players. They're not happy. They are not happy playing this game. They feel miserable. They wish they can have another job, but they've invested way too much in Tekken. They can't leave this anymore. So yes, people will still play, but they're going to be miserable doing it. So save your game, guys. Add that option in the menu. And that's it. That's my solution for Tekken. I firmly believe, again, it's not like I came up with this. I didn't create this. There are already 2 case studies. You know, I didn't have to look for more case studies. Elden Ring and Call of Duty are enough. Save your game, guys. I hope you guys listen to this. I hope the community shares this video so that you can actually get to see this video. I think the devs really need to see this video. So, guys, it's up to you to share it so that Tekken is fixed. I firmly believe that this is potentially the only way or one of the best ways to fix Tekken. So share it with the developers, share it around. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I'm making this video from the bottom of my heart because I love Tekken and I believe that we can truly play something great here. Tekken 8 has the potential to be the best fighting game of all time, and the developers are just throwing it in the trash, unfortunately. But it doesn't have to be that way if we involve ourselves enough. And that's my contribution to the community. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to subscribe and support the channel. I'm going to be posting weekly, at least one video a week. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.